We've connected the hose. Now what we to the zimmer. Now what we need to do is turn the zimmer on. So now I have went ahead and turned it on for you just so we didn't have to wait for the process. But the important thing that I wanted to show you with the zimmer is what it presets to when you turn it on. So it's going to preset to a fan speed of 5 and a time of 30 minutes. It's important for you to understand that sometimes when doing the procedures that have a higher percent coverage, or when you're just learning how to use it in general, it could take you more than 30 minutes. So the first thing that I like to see everybody do is just turn it up to an hour, okay? Because if the first couple times you're doing this, you're going to be concentrating on the settings and the handpiece, and you may not hear the zimmer turn off. So just to make sure that never happens, just go ahead and just start off by turning it up to the 40, 50 minute range or the hour range. Now, the zimmer setting typically is going to be anywhere between, you can run it at 5, 6, 7, 8, somewhere in that range. If you start on the low end in the 6 and the patient starts to feel it a little bit, they say that they're starting to feel a little bit of the heat, then feel free to turn up the zimmer chiller up into that 8 range. Okay, so in a range from sort of 5 to 8, 6 to 8, somewhere in that range, a little bit more air will help them be more comfortable. That's a really important part of this procedure, is setting the zimmer up correctly. So the second component of this is the smoke evacuator. And this is one of hundreds probably of smoke evacuators. And in this particular smoke evacuator is the Surgimetics, and it has a on-off button, and then you just have your knob that basically starts at low flow and turns it up to high flow. So the key component that you need to understand here is that there's a give and take relationship between the zimmer chiller and the smoke evacuator. If the smoke evacuator is turned on really high, and so for example, I notice it with the Buffalo smoke evacuator. If you've got the turbo whisper and you turn it all on turbo and you turn it to 100%, it's going to steal some of the zimmer air away. Okay, so what you need to do if you have the Buffalo smoke evacuator is turn it to about 80% and then turn the turbo off. So because there are so many different types of smoke evacuators, there's only one component that is important, and that's you've got to have the right size tubing. Now they all come with the right size tubing to match up with the smoke evacuator, but that's the key component. Smoke evacuators will vary in power and in suction from brand to brand, but just play with the give and take relationship between having too much suction and too much air.